Hi kiddos, so Friday you have your unit exam, which means this video is going to help us review for that exam. It's going to be part of your exam on Friday. So let's, before we begin, go over some vocab review. So the variable is a letter. So in this case, in this example right here, our variable is y. Our coefficient is the number before the variable. And in this case, that's a -3. And lastly, our exponent is the power that is raised. And in this example, that is a 2. Again, so this is our exponent. This right here is our variable. And this number right here is the coefficient. I'm just going to write abbreviation for those. Okay. So for part 1, I want you to now go ahead and answer the questions labeling parts of an expression using the vocab words we just went over. Okay, so if you did that, these are the answers you would have got. The variable in the expression, or the letter in the expression, is x. What is the 5 in the term 5x squared? So the 5 is that coefficient. And the 2, what is the 2 called? That is the exponent. Good. All right, part number 2. Match the expression with its translation. Okay, so the expression here, I'm going to translate first. 4 times t plus 12. The next one, n to the power of 3. Okay, so go ahead and finish translating those. Great. Now, using those translations, we are going to match with the translations on the right. So number 1, 4 times t plus 12. So I need to look for something that looks similar to that. So n to the power of 3. That's not that one. But, hey, a is this one. Okay? Alright, so again, I'm still looking for number 1 now. Go back to number 1. 4 times t plus 12. P increased by 5. That's not it. X decreased by 24. That's not it. 12 added to t multiplied by 4. So I see adding. I see a 12. I see a t multiplied with 4. That looks similar, right? So that's it. Okay? It's in a different order because, like I mentioned before, adding can go either way. Okay, so go ahead and try number 3, number 4, and number 5. Alright, so for number 3, if you did it on your own, p plus 5 is the same as p increased by 5, so that's b. X minus 24 is the same as x decreased by. Decreased means minus, increased means plus. So that is choice C. And lastly, -3 times x minus 6 is the same thing as 6 subtracted by the product. Product means multiply of -3 and x. And that is E. Alright, so the D, A, B, C, E. All right. Part 3 is simplifying and evaluating. Remember, we didn't get to evaluating, so we're going to cross off number 2. And I'm going to cross off the evaluating piece. And I actually want us to create another like term example. Okay, so same thing, simplify by combining like terms. And this example is going to be alright, so like terms. Let's cross off this one. Alright, like terms have the same variable and the same exponent. And a way to simplify is by combining like terms. Okay, so for example, let's look at a number 1. So I'm going to make a red circle around this. This is going to be my x squared group. Okay, so what do I have for an x squared? I have a 3x squared and a 2x squared. That simplifies. When I combine, we only add those coefficients. 3x squared plus 2x squared gives me 5x squared. Let's just ignore the dog in the background. She just wants my attention. Okay, so next term that I see is negative. Make sure you can see that negative. Negative 4x squared. So that's going to be my x group. Negative 4x. Is there any other x's? Nope. So that's going to be it. There's nothing to combine with. Lastly, I have my number group. So I have a positive 7. So this is my number group. I have a positive 7 and a negative 8 or minus 8. And when I combine those, I get 7 minus 8 is negative 1. Okay, so now I need to write this as my final answer. Remember, when we write our final answer, we put it all together. So I have 5x squared minus 4x plus, oh, not plus, it's a negative 1, so minus 1. And that is my final answer. Okay, go ahead and try example number 2 for combining like terms. Great, so if you did that, let's go over it. I have my n group, and so far I see a 6n and a 4n, and that's it. Negative 6n plus 4n is negative 2n. That's my total for n's. Let's use this. I see my number group. I see in my number group I have a positive 6, a negative 7, and a positive 1. That actually is going to give me 0. And then lastly, I have my n squared group. And that is only a negative 2n squared. So that's it. It has nothing to combine with. So then I have to go ahead and write my final answer all together, which is these 3 things. So negative 2n. I don't have to write plus 0. But I do have to write that negative 2n squared. Alright, and that's it. So good luck on your test tomorrow. If you have any questions, please go ahead and write them in